Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. Today we're going to make a Tequila Sunrise, and we're going to do it per cocktail under, or basically at, $2. Or like, it's $2.06 rounding, plus or minus for taxes if you have to deal with those. So here's the recipe breakdown, and we're going to go through some cost breakdown. 1.5 ounces of Blanco Tequila, 4 ounces of orange juice, and 1/2 ounce of grenadine. The breakdown on cost, the variable here that will change the price from $2 to say $2.50 or so is the grenadine. Or if you go with a really high-end tequila or a higher-end tequila, for this, I'm going to suggest Luna Azul, Hornitos, Tres Generaciones, which is actually a Salsa brand, so it's still kind of Hornitos. I would pick Hornitos out of the three right now because that's what I have, and that's how you should choose your specific tequila for this drink. And the reason is you're just mixing it with orange juice. So as long as you don't get some really shitty-ass tequila like this, and yes, I've kept my Jose Cuervo Especial since 2008 on the show. I show it as an example of shit you should never buy. Also, with one April Fool's episode, I replaced the entire thing with apple juice and then downed it, and people freaked out. The tequila, Hornitos, $26.99 or so. I checked on Total Wine, and that's for $750. You can get a little bit of a discount if you buy a bigger bottle. $26.99 works out to, my math says, $1.60 per drink because it's 1.5 ounces for this drink. You can make your own freshly squeezed orange juice. Highly suggest it, but in a pinch, if you're making budget cocktails, that's probably not on the agenda. So I have myself some Simply Orange. This is probably I don't know if this is a normal brand, but this is a brand here in New England. This bottle by itself is about $4. It's 52 ounces, so that works out to about 30 cents. And then grenadine, my bottle choice right now is American Beauty Grenadine. I tried to find pricing on this, and it was very difficult. My pricing suggestion was for roses. That looks like this. Both these bottles are super small because I don't really like to use fake grenadine in most cocktails. My personal suggestion, although I'm out, would be real grenadine from Liber Co. That's going to be $18 for a 17-ounce bottle. So that's going to basically work out to 50 cents for every 1/2 ounce. This little guy here, 16 cents for every 1/2 ounce. Why would I even contemplate using one of these type of products for this drink? The Tequila Sunrise is all about the sunrise. And to get that red, beautiful color, you really have to go with something that's got chemicals in red number 40 to the max. This is dialed to 11. It's thicker, and the thickness, that high fructose corn syrup and probably whatever else is in here is going to sink to the bottom, which is going to give you that sunrise effect that you're looking for. We're going to build this in the glass, so you do what you want to do. I always suggest real grenadine because it actually has pomegranate juice in it. The counter to that is simple. People say, well, Derek, why do I care about the high fructose corn syrup? I'm already poisoning my body. I don't have a good argument for that one. So we're gonna add some ice. Wasn't sure how much I was gonna need. That should do. Ice your glass, then you're gonna put the tequila in next, which is different than what I also suggest, which is always put the spirit in last. So if you screwed up, you can redo it without having to waste your alcohol. However, I guess I need a jigger. In this situation, I like to go with the guidance of, I don't know exactly how big the glass may be that I'm getting if I'm making this at a friend's house or maybe upstairs and I'm not using my Chicago highballs. I don't know that that's going to be a 12-ounce glass. I don't know how much ice I'm going to put in there. So what I'd like to do is make sure I have at least 1.5 ounces of my tequila, and as a sacrifice, it's just the orange juice. That's whatever will fit. So here's 1.5 ounces. It also chills it down. The ice is going to dilute water, and the spirit is going to bring out the essence of the tequila and or whatever else you're using, unless it's vodka. I pray for you because vodka is gross. We're going to do 4 ounces of orange juice, or you could just top it. I'm just going to see how much will fit in here, but, you know, 2 ounces at a time. All right, we're good. Don't forget to clean up your mess. And now you're like, but there's not a lot of room in here. There's plenty of room in here for a 1/2 ounce of something that's going to sink. And now I shall cut for a second because my wife just got home in the garage and she's going to walk in and confuse me and make lots of noise. So I'll be back in a second. All right, so we got that. Now you could, if you want to, you could pour this over the back of a spoon to control it all, but really, even if it splashes up in this case, it's not supposed to be perfectly layered. You're gonna want a gradient effect. You don't have to worry about it being too insane on the pour. just really get it down there. You want to pour it all around to give it a little bit more of an effect, and you're going to see, because of the sheer thickness and sugar content, that it's going to fall to the bottom. It's even got more sugar than that of orange juice, so it falls. The orange juice sits in the center, creates that peachy red color, and then the spirit typically rises to the top. Now we put the spirit in first, we splash the orange juice on top. I would still suggest, after handing this to a friend, or if you're making it for yourself, you want to give it a stir. You don't, and if you're using a straw, don't suck it off the bottom, because you're just going to get pure grenadine. But there you go. This, my friends, is a $2 Tequila Sunrise. And I don't know, that thing, it looks like it slaps. We'll give it a taste, see how it is. This is a glass straw, so I'm going to lift this up by hand. It's pretty simple. You're not going to get a whole lot of grenadine, or rather pomegranate, from this flavor. If you wanted to make your own DIY, you could use like a Palm Wonderful and a simple syrup and bring them together in a boil to kind of then add a little orange blossom water. You could probably get that on Amazon. And a little rose water if you want to make it more of a traditional grenadine. Otherwise, just bring them together, good enough. But you're gonna get much more of a, I don't know, like, I want to say a blood red as opposed to like that kind of firework red sparkle color. It's not nearly as impressive, but it's probably gonna taste better. The Tequila Sunrise, in my opinion, isn't a drink that you drink because you're looking for the best tasting cocktail. You're looking for something easy that's sexy looking, probably great at a pool, impress your friends. Citrus, tequila, with a little bit of sweetness in the back end, especially if you pull it from the bottom, and that's your flavor profile. If you consider the fact that tequila often pairs well with citrus and limes and sours, this has no sour, so that's awkward. But you'll notice in a margarita, for instance, that you have the orange liqueur. Some people actually use orange juice inside of your margarita to create a more full-bodied experience. And you don't even need a bartender starter kit, but if you wanted one, you can go to awesomedrinks.com, that's my store, and pick one up. That's it, my friends. We're teaching you how to drink.